improve that choice of descriptions and words when I'm talking about a snapshot. Okay? So, we are going to look at some words and how to find a boring word and change it not boring. So, for example, I have a word, Milo saw. Well, that's kind of boring. I mean, you could use it. Milo saw a cat. Milo saw Miss Dude. Oh, instead, maybe I spotted a squirrel. Or Milo spied, under the bed, a baby bottle. That's what I have. Or Milo glimpsed, really quickly, the rain. Instead of plates of food left on a tabletop, we're going to say plates of uneaten pancakes. So that means instead of just food, maybe I'm imagining pancakes that have bites out of them, abandoned on a plastic red tablecloth. So the pancakes are very different from a red tablecloth, right? So what I want us to do is actually, let's go to Schoology, and I want you to open this, or actually it's in your workbook. I want you to open 10A, tiered words and punchier alternatives. Okay, so find that.
What do we?
10A. Maud, you're tickling me. 10A. This is a really good document. We're not turning it in. We're just going to look at it. Of punchier, as they're calling it. So it might be, that's kind of an aim. We're not actually literally going to punch the words, but they're going to be more punctual and better. Ooh, so we've got some words here. We have the word said, went.
The way you could explain it could be they're more detailed.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, they're more detailed. Or they describe things a little bit better. Or you could say synonyms. So we've got these words said, went, walked, and looked. Let's look at the word went. So you guys, yesterday I went to school. That's kind of boring. What's another word that you could use instead of I went to school? What word do you guys like? We're just going to practice with these.
Well, you could say I hurried to school because I was late.
So yeah, hurried gives a sense of why you went to school, right? And then you added because I was late. What's another word that we could use instead of went to school?
After breakfast, I proceeded to school.
Ooh, very good.
Macy saying hi.
Yeah, so you proceeded. Do you know what the word ambled means?
Well, to me, I sort of see like an old man who can't walk really well, just sort of like ambling down the road.
Yeah, I always think of amble as like hobbled, like you moved. So I ambled to school, or maybe my backpack was so heavy and I ambled to school. So I was like hunched over.
Is there ambled on here? Because I don't see it.
Underwent. Yep.
Oh, okay, now I see.
Yeah. Does anybody else have
your cat?
You're saying hi. Your cat is saying hi too. This is Maud, MOD, which stands for Minion of Doom. She is wanting attention, so I apologize. Could somebody give me a spicy sentence using one of these words? I'm going to use that word, spicy.
Yes.
Any of these words. So give me a sentence that uses one of these words. And actually, you know what? Let's play a game. I want you to use one of these words, and in the chat, I want you to say, what is the boring word we're trying to use? So for example, if I said, I sped to school, you would say in the chat, oh, the boring word is went. Does that make sense? Okay.
Also, a really good sentence, you could say like, you could use like 3 of them. Like, after I proceeded to eat breakfast, I advanced to school and then vanished into thin air. You could use like a lot of them.
I like that. Let's start out with one word and then we'll move up to 2 words, okay? So, Nora, do you have a sentence? And then when Nora says her sentence, we're going to type in the chat what that boring word is, okay? So, Nora, what's your sentence?
Well, I didn't have a sentence, but I had another word you could add to went. You could do like depart.
Ooh, I like that one too. Ooh, if you use your own word, I'll accept that too. So if you have a word that you think could work here instead, we'll say write the boring word. Riley, what's your spicy sentence? Riley? No? We'll come back to you then. Greta, do you have a...
I'm writing it in the chat.
Oh, you're writing it in the chat? Do you want to say it for us?
Oh,
say
sure.
it out loud for us, and then we'll write it in the chat. What's your spicy
I
sentence?
thought we had to write it in the chat. I expressed my feelings to the whole world.
Ooh, so what word is expressed? Write it in the chat what you think that boring word was. Good job. I like it. That's a nice spicy sentence. Greta.
S-A-I.
Huh? S-A what? S-A-I.
You wrote
Yep, that
S-A-I.
works. Oh, that's because my computer is weird. Greta, do you have a spicy sentence?
I inspected, I inspected the tires on the car.
Ooh. So what boring word did she use? Thank you, those that are actually participating. I've got a lot of people that aren't, that should be. Looked. Okay. Harper, what's your spicy sentence?
The old man ambled across the road to get to the other house.
I like it. Okay. What boring word? Good job. Okay, does anybody have a sentence that uses 2 words that you want to use? Nora.
You said you could use them all in like I skipped, then strolled, then plotted, then hiked, then trudged, then stopped, then strode, then marched down the road.
That's true. Nora, do you have one that uses two of the words or 2 of the spicy words? Yeah.
I plodded up the hill and gazed at the trees below.
I plodded up the hill and gazed at the trees below. I plodded up the hill and gazed at the trees below. Plodded and gazed. What are the 2 words? And I plodded and gazed. Very good. Miss Iris, what spicy couple words did you use?
I wondered as I wandered towards town.
I wondered as I wandered towards town. I wondered as I wandered towards town. I wondered as I wandered towards town. Oh, she's using one so wondered as I wandered. Oh, so she used ones that aren't in here. I wondered. Ooh, maybe. Oh, okay. I wondered as I wandered. So wondered and wandered. Wonder and wander. What boring word is that? Ooh, somebody said said and walked. I was thinking looked and walked. Thought and walked. I think the second one is walked. What was your first one, Iris? What was the first boring
I
word?
was thinking of like the word thinking.
Thinking. Oh, okay. Very nice. Harper. Let's do 2 more. We'll do Harper and Greta.
I considered my idea and then expressed it in words.
Ooh, I considered my idea and expressed it in words. And okay, I think I got my 2. Very good. That's what I thought. Looked and said. Okay, Greta, what is your spicy sentence?
The old man sighed as he trudged up the road.
So
What?
what was it? The old man what? Sighed?
Old man sighed as he trudged up the road.
So sighed and trudged. That's a good one. He sighed and trudged up the road. Sighed and trudged. Yeah, so awesome job, you guys. So we, ended up having the spicy example. So, and I really like those. If you notice, we actually were more detailed. Ooh, you know what? Let's see. What we're going to do is so what we're going to do is let's open up. We're going to do it about the humbug and the bee. I want you, so everybody's going to have to go to Schoology for this one. I want you to open up your journal entry for lesson 10. It says journal entry, writing our own snapshot. Or you can just open Notability too. This is where you're going to turn it in. And I'm changing what this is a little bit. So what I want you to do, actually, let's create a plan together. And then I'm going to have you change, let's create some words together. And then I want you to put them in sentences. And then that's what you're going to end up turning in, okay? So we have the spelling bee, right?
We're going to be turning in our journal entry, a snapshot.
You will be turning it in. For now, just look here, okay? Because we're going to end up, what you're going to do is you're going to end up writing 2 sentences, one on the humbug and one on the spelling bee. But let's find some words first that we can use. So let's think of, so the spelling bee, I mean, technically his, well, what's some spicy words we could use to describe the spelling bee?
Enormous.
Ideal writer.
Ooh,
Talkative.
ideal. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna write these down because you're gonna use them. Okay, so we've got ideal writer. What did you say,
Me?
Harper? Harper had one first.
Said ginormous.
Ginormous. So not just big. So we could say, yeah, so ginormous. Okay. What did you put? What did you say, Riley?
Talkative.
Talkative. What are some other words, you guys, we could use to describe the spelling bee? What other descriptions or about his personality?
Kind and gentle.
Oh, he is pretty kind and gentle, right?
And he's sort of funny.
Yeah, what's another word for funny? I think that one.
Another one is like hilarious, but I don't know if he's actually hilarious. He's just sort of not really that funny, but like what he does is just a little.
Yeah, I would maybe use the word comical. Yeah, have you heard of that word? Like comedy, like they're telling jokes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else? Ooh, what does it mean to spell things out? I feel like there would be a word for that. You want to use Google, you guys? Is there, he doesn't just say it, he spells it out. He's maybe very literal, right? Would you say he's literal? He says things literally? Oh, in some instances. Is there a word for spelling things out? A speller? I feel like there's a better word. Meaning to spell.
Right now,
I
there's
said
like I'm looking up synonyms for speller, and
Mhm.
then like there's I'm going to Merriam-Webster.
The dictionary, yep.
It says synonyms is grammar, reader, school book, tract, treatise, handbook, manual, primer, text, textbook, dictionary, lexicon, vocabulary, word book, casebook, encyclopedia, reference, Bible, guidebook.
Let's use.
I said I asked what means like to spell out, make clear, explain, go into great detail, simplify, spell, outspell, syllabize, yeah.
I like that, outspell. And then I wrote one of the words that Riley said, a large lexicon. So that means a very large spelling vocabulary. Yeah. Okay. So we got some spicy words.
There
Yeah.
is some synonyms for funny that there's like here. Sorry, I wrote funny bone. I don't know. They showed up. That's funny.
I like that.
So here's some funny synonyms.
Mm-hmm.
There's here. I'm gonna find them. I'll tell you when I find them.
Okay. While she's finding that, let's find some words to describe the humbug. Maybe you can find synonyms for humbug.
Dislike.
Actually, I'll find synonyms for humbug because we're done with the spelling.
What did you say, Riley? Or not Riley, Harper?
I said dislikable.
Dislike.
And you can even add dislikable fellow.
I like that. I like fellow. Ooh, imposter. Mean. Untrustworthy. What did you say, Harper?
I said liar.
Liar. Okay, I like it. Yeah, liar, humbug, fraud. Ooh, I like that because not necessarily physically destructive, but destructive in the sense of not being trustworthy. And he's trying to deceive Milo. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Anything else? How about, let's look at the physical. You've got, a hoax. He likes to, fake news, right? Hoax. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Oh no, I'm on my other computer. How do I do a screenshot?
I think it might be Shift Command 4.
Shift Command 4?
I have some synonyms.
I don't have Command on. I have a Windows Mac. What's another?
I don't have a Windows Mac. I have Apple.
Oh yeah, I have a Windows.
Bamboozle, beagle, bluff, buffalo, burnt, fool, bake out, dupe, taken, trick, humbug. For deceive, there's a humbug.
Okay, I think I have a screen snap. Oop, snipping tool, that's what I want. Okay, snipping tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in Schoology. That way we have it because I'm changing it a little bit. We're going to write our own snapshots. Yeah.
I have one more thing that we forgot that is sort of obvious about the spelling bee. He's intelligent.
Intelligent. Oh, I like that. Yeah, let me see. Can I just copy and paste this? Sorry, I'm doing some new. No, I'm going to save it. We're going to say humbug, or we're going to say snapshot. Okay, so here's what I want you to do, is I want you to use these words And I want you to write a very good snapshot of these two characters.
Where do we write it?
So you can write it notability. And where did it go? Pictures, snapshot. Okay, so I want you just a notability, and then you can send it, or actually if you want to go to Schoology and it says journal entry, you can do the plus and just type in the box too. I want you to do 2 detailed sentences. One about the spelling bee, so let me write this here. Write 2 detailed sentences describing number 1, the spelling bee, and number 2, the humbug. And use some of those spicy words, okay? Can you do that? So you have to write 2 really good sentences, one about the spelling bee and one about the humbug.
You open up the page we just wrote about so we can look.
Yep, using these spicy words. Okay, so the words that we ended up finding together was...
Do we just write any words about that describe that?
I would use these words. So we found the words together. So I want you to use these words now. And I want you to write 2 really good sentences, just one describing the spelling bee and one using the humbug, as opposed to saying the spelling bee was was smart, or the spelling bee spelled. I want you to write the ginormous spelling bee, who was very talkative, had a had a funny bone, and loved to outspell anybody. Okay? So type 2 really spicy sentences. This is a great snapshot then. That way, if I read your sentences, I'm going to know exactly how the spelling bee is. So if I've never even read this, I'm going to know, who exactly is the humbug like? What exactly is the spelling bee like? Because we found some more descriptive...
So the humbug is a beetle-like thing.
Ooh, yes. So if you want to add more words, you can. But yeah, so if you want to describe, because we said a ginormous for spelling bee. So if you wanted to describe the humbug as beetle-like or dark-looking, yeah. So if you want to add more words, you can. Yeah, you're not limited to these. And you can do more than 1 sentence if you'd like, but I want at least 1 sentence on each.
I did a lot of sentences.
That's okay. I wanted just a great snapshot, one of each character. And you know what? I really like calling them spicy words because it just spices it up. So it's just not a boring spelling bee. It's a comical, ginormous, talkative bee that has a funny bone. So very descriptive, and I can visualize a large bee that's like, when I think of him having a funny bone, I think of him being on stage in like a comic. Then you can turn it into it says journal entry. So if you probably need to search for things now. If you didn't know ability. So it's journal entry.
Mine's a pretty
snapshot.
long sentence.
That's okay. I'm not looking necessarily for accuracy for sentences. Maybe you could split it into 2. I'm looking just for spicy words right now and spicy sentences. Because sometimes you can have really long sentences, right? Okay, When you're done, you just have your fluency for today and turn this in, and you can work on your fluency. And I will see you tomorrow. Great job today. I had lots of fun looking for spicy words. So we will see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Thursday. Bye.
Have
Bye.
a good day.
Wait, Friday.
No,
Yeah,
wait,
happy
turn this
Thursday.
in.
Yeah, turn it in.
Bye.
It's our journal
Bye.
entry.
Bye.